Amateur athletes could soon be allowed to compete in mixed martial arts in Manitoba. Right now, only combat sports like boxing and wrestling are sanctioned for non-pro events. And as CTV's Jeff Keel shows you, a local gym owner says Manitoba is missing out as young athletes are going elsewhere to compete.
6-year-old Enzo is learning mixed martial arts known as MMA, as dad holds the heavy bag.
Well, I started fighting when I was younger, and it was something that he was interested in, having 2 older brothers, as he wanted to be able to stand up for himself.
Adam Zarillo says when Enzo is older, he'd love to see him compete in amateur bouts.
I think it would be good for his confidence. It's a good learning lesson. It gets you in shape, and it's good for the kid.
Unlike combat sports like boxing and wrestling, amateur MMA and kickboxing are not sanctioned or permitted in Manitoba. The owner of the gym where Enzo is training has been pushing for that to change. Giuseppe Di Natale says young athletes who may want to go pro one day are traveling to other provinces and the U.S. where amateur tournaments are allowed.
How do you build a professional athlete without an amateur system to bring them up properly and safely?
On Wednesday, Manitoba Sport Minister Abhi Khan introduced legislation that would allow for sparring and tournaments for amateurs in combat sports like MMA. He says illegal events are operating now without oversight.
Even sparring in gyms would be considered illegal, and we know for a fact that these are still happening.
The Manitoba Combative Sport Commission would become the sanctioning body for these sports, ensuring rules and regulations are followed.
So let's ensure that they have safety now with that, right? Let's make sure that there's a body that actually governs that has rules, that has sanctions for them to protect our youth.
A decade ago, there was a debate about safety in the professional ranks when the federal government legalized MMA because of concerns about head trauma. Some medical organizations supported a ban. Di Natale says there are fewer strikes allowed in amateur MMA and the rounds are shorter.
With amateur mixed martial arts, there's a different rule set.
In many jurisdictions, you have to be over 18 to be an amateur. Some start at 16. The bill opens the door to allow amateurs under 18. No matter the age, Enzo has no problem waiting.
As a kid, I don't think he sees the difference right now. I think he's just having fun doing what he's doing, and that's what's the most important part, is that they have fun doing this.
Jeff Keel, CTV News, Winnipeg.
Minister Khan said Tuesday he's confident the bill can be passed into law.
Madam Speaker, this bill amends the Combative Sports Act in order to authorize the Manitoba Combative Sports Commission to regulate and sanction both professional and amateur combative sports, facilitating uniform safety standards across the combative sport landscape and allowing for a wider range of amateur combative sport competitions to take place in Manitoba safely. Madam Speaker, our government is committed to fostering a culture of safety and accessibility across Manitoba's sport sectors. This bill enables athletes, officials, coaches, and others involved in the combative sport community to pursue their athletic objectives while fostering an environment that prioritizes the well-being and, most importantly, safety of all those who participate in combative sports. Madam Speaker, this bill furthers our government's commitment to safe and equitable access to sports for all Manitobans. Thank you, Madam Speaker.